The Thousand-Year World. Xiefeng. The location, size, and process of entering the thousand-year world. Starting from the Earth, it takes us about 16 minutes time, the negative universe speed, about 960 light-years, to reach the thousand-year world. Its size is about 10 times that of the Earth. At the moment when the flesh body dies and human consciousness disappears, another consciousness is born. Suddenly, you will have the feeling of weightlessness or floating. In fact, you are now in the space tunnel where you don't have fear. Instead, you have the pleasant, easy, and wonderful feelings. You see no object, just the beams of color lines running backward. When you are about to reach the thousand-year world, you can dimly see there is a colorful bridge in the distance. At the moment when you see the colorful bridge, you will lose your consciousness again and fall into the sleep. When you regain your consciousness, you will first hear attractive celestial music. You open your eyes and find yourself lying in the arms of fairy with the kindly people cheering around you. They are celebrating your birth, which means you are in the thousand-year world. The geography in the thousand-year world. There are 5 continuous ridges in the thousand-year world with their height above 10,000 meters. There are more than 8,800 independent mounts with their height between 3,000 and 6,000 meters. There are 10 large rivers flowing into the vast and flat lake, which is greatly fertile. In this vast and flat lake, there are almost 100,000 islands. There are no deserts, Gobi deserts, or seas. Everywhere you can see the mountain streams, falls, and lakes. Climate and plants. The light in the thousand-year world comes from the distant planets. There is no sun, no day and night difference, or no shadow. The temperature is almost stable. The sky is blue dotted with clouds, which change colors when floating and produce rich imaginations. There is no rainfall, snowfall, thunder, or lightning. There is often the cloud and mist with mild temperature. There are numerous types of plants, including the straight pine trees, standing several hundred meters, and the yellowwood with the tree crown covering a football court. The trees are everywhere on the mountains, islands, plains, and canyons. They are not dense but green all the year. The flowers are blossoming all the time. A certain kind of flower can keep changing its color and give out different fragrance. The plants in the thousand-year world grow very slowly. It takes a leaf 3 years, Earth time, to grow up into its normal size. It takes a pear 10 years to be mature. The life longevity of all animals and plants are 10 times of that of the animals and plants on the Earth. The average human life longevity is 100 years on the Earth, the average figure considering the future. However, the people in the thousand-year world will live 1,000 years in average. That's why it is called the thousand-year world. Animals and insects. There are hundreds of thousands of types of lands, air, aquatic, and ground insects in the thousand-year world. But there is no meat-eating animal or reptile there. So you can never see the lions, wolves, or foxes, nor can you see the snakes or the lizards. The grass-eating animals have poor fertility. Of the insects, there are no fly, mosquito, bug, flea, or centipede. The food chain is different from that on the Earth. The most brutal is the bird that eats the worms. 3. Human society structure and life. The people in the thousand-year world mainly include 1. The local people, 2. The law violators from the 10,000-year world, and 3. The Earth people who have boasted perfect human nature after self-refinery and self-improvement. The thousand-year world has no class society, no wealth gap, no concept of nations, no competition, no conflict, no war, no theft or robbery. However, there is a management class there. There is no modern industry, agriculture, or livestock. There is no city or rural area. But there are numerous games here. The only work is to build the roads, boats, and houses, raise the silkworms, weave the cloth, and make the clothing. Because there is no rainfall, snowfall, cold weather, hot weather, day or night, the house structure is different from that on the Earth. The people saw the wood with the rope made of a plant fiber. The wood of the houses is soft and easy to process. The roof is made by the large leaves of a solid plant. The wall is made of the dense red salix. The yard in front of the house is made by the unique flowers, grass, and stones of all forms. The clothing is woven with very thin dyed silk. People wear this kind of light woven clothing, showing the celestial nature. The people living in the thousand-year world don't eat meat. Their main food is the fruit, melon, and half-mature cereal. Their drinks are made of the tea-like leaves soaked in the water together with honey. There are all year-round fruits and melons here. Because the total population is less than 200 million, 90% of the fruits and melons are eaten by the animals, birds, and insects. The people in the thousand-year world do not get married, so there is no clan or family here. They live in a society similar to the maternal society in some nations on the earth. People love each other quite randomly. They don't have frequent sex life as the earth people do. People only have 3 or 4 heat periods in a year. The women have low fertility and only have 1 or 2 kids in their life. Few women will have 3 kids. The labor of the men is mainly to build roads, houses, and boats, while the women mainly look after the kids, raise the silkworms, and weave the silk and cloth. 4. Ideology and values. Because they have the different objective existence from that on the earth, the people have different perceptions, feeling, thinking, and other psychological activities from those on the earth. They don't have class, oppression, exploitation, wealth gap, political factions, religions, or struggling. The mentality of the people is in constant peace. There is no such thing as the morals on the earth, no sense of factional conflicts or getting the upper hand. Everything is natural and instinctive. There is no jealousy. There is no need to run a plant, shop, restaurant, or hotel. The greatest fun of the people is to attend the collective work followed by games and tourism. The supreme law is to avoid private ownership or waste. For instance, if you love a woman and want to take her, hinder her freedom, and prevent her from having affairs with other men, you are violating the law. If you eat half of a pear and throw away the left half, you are wasting and violating the law. The biggest punishment for the violation is to prevent you from the collective work. The final retribution is that you will be downgraded to the mortal world after you live and die 1,000 years later. You will begin your sufferings in the new cycle of life as an earth person. 5 others. There is no congenital disease, infectious disease, or the disease caused by the food or labor. There is no psycho-disease caused by the tight human relationship or supply shortage. The people only die from the old age, not for any other reasons. There is no air crash, no traffic accident, no snake biting, shark attacking, no fighting, and no falling down the cliff. They reach their adolescent period when they are 100 years old. The youth lasts from 100 and ends at over 700. The self-refinery period lasts between 700 years till death. It is also the period when they begin to participate in the management of the thousand-year world. People in the thousand-year world know about the earth and its people. 6. Conclusion. The thousand-year world is one with truth, goodness, and beauty. It is a world of love, peace, happiness, and the upgraded human nature. Undoubtedly, anyone with perfect human nature can go there because there is no quota.